It started with one compromise, then another. Then you disappeared. He didn't notice the first time. A small wink at her suggestion, a silent nod to her demands. It felt polite, respectful, except every silent nod chipped away at his frame, his presence, his identity. In the beginning, the subtle shift went unnoticed. A slight smile, a gentle head tilt, a willingness to avoid conflict in exchange for a moment of ease. But each concession widened the gap between his true self and the version he presented to her. Over weeks and months, that gap became a canyon. He grew quieter, less certain, and more anxious, until one day he looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the man staring back. Here's the twist. She didn't lose respect for you. You lost respect for yourself. Today we'll unpack 6 pivotal moments, 6 reasons where self-abandonment crept in, eroding her respect and dissolving your identity. Then we'll rebuild piece by piece by reclaiming your frame, your standards, your voice, your presence. By the end of these 16 minutes, you'll have a clear blueprint for personal power. How to recognize the compromises, correct them, and restore the quiet confidence that commands respect and, yes, draws subtle attraction, even through something as simple as a genuine smile. Let's dive in. Reason number 1, the first silent yes. The first compromise felt harmless. She mentioned a new film she wanted to see. It wasn't your genre, but you agreed with a small nod. Politeness, right? Wrong? That silent yes was a forfeiture of your perspective. It planted a seed of doubt. Will he ever stand for himself? In relationships, attraction hinges on polarity, on the magnetic push and pull between 2 distinct energies. When you silence your preferences, you collapse that tension. You become predictable, passive, and uninteresting. A younger man might fear conflict and mistake agreement for harmony. A Stoic man knows that authentic harmony blooms from respectful challenge. To avoid the silent surrender, adopt a 2-step approach. Express your genuine preference, e.g., I'm curious about that director, but I'd lean toward a classic noir. Then invite her perspective. What draws you to it? By doing so, you preserve your agency while honoring hers. You set a standard. Your voice matters. When you decode this dynamic, you'll see how every unchecked nod began an avalanche. Each time you honor your truth, firmly yet kindly, you rebuild respect. She notices, her curiosity reignites. That tension recaptures attraction. Reason number 2, the vanishing social circle. He used to have a thriving social network, weekly dinners with college buddies, early Saturday runs with his old crew. Then she suggested quiet evenings at home. He agreed, convinced it deepened their bond. Instead, he erased half his life. When you withdraw from your friends and interests for the sake of togetherness, you signal that your world revolves solely around her. Emotional and mental stability blossom from diverse experiences. A man tethered exclusively to a single relationship becomes needy. His identity shrinks. His confidence falters. Maturity shines through a well-rounded life. Older men possess rich tapestries of relationships. Maintain them. Block out non-negotiable time on your calendar for weekly calls, weekend activities, and solo pursuits before entertaining every mutual invitation. If she resents your independence, that's her insecurity speaking. A woman who respects you won't resent your autonomy. She'll see your social circle not as a threat, but as proof that you're a man of substance. This polarity between her world and yours creates intrigue. She feels privileged to be invited into your established life, rather than feeling responsible for your happiness. Reason 3. The check-in obsession. It started with innocent concern. How's your morning? Everything okay? Soon it became a barrage of midday texts, a flurry of emojis, multiple question marks. His attempt to express care morphed into a lifeline. Proof that she hadn't forgotten him. Insecurity masquerades as affection. Emotional stability isn't earned by constant reassurance. It's demonstrated through trust. A Stoic man communicates once with intention, then lives in the certainty that she'll respond when ready. He recognizes the value of absence in kindling presence. Next time you feel compelled to message, pause and ask, "What am I doing right now?" Redirect that impulse into your current task or goal. If you're at work, immerse yourself in the project. If you're on a run, embrace the rhythm of your stride. Then let her fill the silence. That space is magnetic. She reaches out to Bridget. When she does, it feels like invitation, not obligation. Her smile when she finally texts back, full and genuine, is your quiet victory. Reason 4. The financial footing shift. He once took pride in quietly covering the bill, demonstrating his capacity for provision. But when she insisted on splitting every expense, he agreed, believing fairness trumped gesture. Over time, he traded intentional generosity for transactional equality. Financial stability ranks high on the attraction scale, especially for older men. It signals leadership, abundance, and the ability to care. By relinquishing his financial overtures, he lost not only his edge, but also a key avenue to express care. Reclaim this pillar by creating an experiences fund, dedicated money for shared adventures, and thoughtful surprises. When she suggests splitting, respond with calm assurance. "I've got this one. You can choose our next adventure." You assert leadership while empowering her to reciprocate through other forms of appreciation, supporting your interests, planning a meaningful outing, or simply expressing gratitude. That gesture speaks volumes. You value abundance, not scarcity. She senses it and mirrors that energy with a subtle, approving smile, a subconscious nod to your standard. Reason 5. The career compromise. He shelved his dream startup for a safe corporate role when she voiced concern about stability. Initially, he felt relieved. Over months, he felt hollow. His ambitions buried, his creative spark dimmed. Purpose is the lifeblood of confidence. A man with a mission, however imperfect, commands respect. By sacrificing his career vision, he communicated complacency to himself and to her. You don't need to flip a company overnight. Choose one bold goal, writing that book, launching a side project, or mentoring a young professional. Dedicate consistent time each week and share your journey with her. The unfolding narrative of your growth ignites curiosity and admiration. Invite her into your world. Show her your workspace, ask for feedback, Celebrate small victories together. Her subtle nod of approval or that knowing smile reveals her respect for your tenacity. Reason 6. The silent body language. Last, he stopped owning his posture. Rounded shoulders, downward gaze, a physical manifestation of his eroding standards. His presence receded. Confidence is nonverbal. Your body narrates a story before your words begin. Practice 3 power poses. Hands on hips with chest forward, arms raised overhead in a V shape, and seated with feet planted apart and back straight. Hold each for 30 seconds, breathing deeply. This rehearsal programs your nervous system for confidence. When you enter a room or approach her at brunch, your posture radiates assured presence. That initial eye contact, followed by a gentle, reflexive smile, is often her subconscious test. Own your space. Let your body speak your worth. Reclaim your frame. Respect isn't taken. It's surrendered with each silent capitulation. We've dissected 6 reasons she lost respect. The first silent yes. The vanishing social circle. The check-in obsession. The financial footing shift. The career compromise. The silent body language. You didn't lose her until you lost yourself. Rebuilding begins by reclaiming your frame. Speak your truth, nurture your world, pursue your purpose, and embody confidence. Which area will you reclaim first? Comment below. Like, subscribe, and share this with a brother ready to rediscover his power. Until next time, stay grounded, stay stoic, and keep your frame strong.